Welcome back to the show. Now, this weekend is the Film and Television Awards, the BAFTAs, with titles like Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer up for Best Film. Also in contention in the British short animation category is a nature documentary with a difference. Here's Sky's entertainment and arts reporter, Bethany Minell.
Nature documentaries tend to follow a tried and tested format. Footage captured in the animal's natural habitat and a presenter leading you through key moments of their lives. But what if we reimagine that wildlife in human form? That's just what this husband and wife team have done, and it's seen them shortlisted for an Oscar and up for a BAFTA this weekend. Hailed as a new form of nature documentary, Wild Salmon is an eco-fantasy following the life cycle of a wild salmon in human form.
Heavily pregnant, starving and exhausted, she is now nearing her limits.
Narrated by singer and actress Marianne Faithfull, it takes us on a journey through rivers and out to sea, portraying the survival of nature in the face of human impact and climate change. I'm delighted to be joined by filmmakers Saul Freed and Karni and. Hi guys. So tell me, what was the reasoning behind making your salmon human?
We've been always, looking for fantasy in our work, and when the idea popped in our head, God knows how ideas come into your head, but when you come to think about the life of the salmon as a human, all these situations come in light, which are just brilliant. And we just thought, we have to tell this story with this angle.
Yeah, it's sort of flipping the narrative on its head, because in the end, we empathize with things that are like us, that are in human form. And so giving the salmon that you might not look too closely at a human female form creates this sort of, ideally, a sense of connection and empathy.
There's some really shocking moments in the film, but perhaps the most shocking for me was when we see our protagonist come into contact with factory farming. Tell me why that was really important to include in the film.
We realized that, beyond the 50 predators that the salmon has on this journey from birth to death and, to spawn a new generation, man is one of its, biggest issues, biggest problems between, pollution and farming and overfishing.
And the documentary is narrated by Marianne Faithfull. What was the reasoning behind that choice? It would seem quite left field.
Why? Look, first of all, Marianne Faithfull is an icon. She's a woman who's lived this incredible life. She's an artist, she's a mother, she's a woman, she's a fighter, she's a survivor. We didn't want it to be too preachy or too whimsy or too, there's a very fine line we walk with the animation as well. Not too fish, not too woman, not too live action, not too animation, just to create a new genre in a way, which is a hybrid genre. You're walking this fine line, and the same was with the VO. We went through a lot of different options.
Climate crisis messaging can sometimes feel a bit bleak, a bit heavy. Is there an uplifting message too?
I think the film itself, we were very careful not to be preachy or bleak. Obviously the story is hard, but when you think about it, the cycle life of the salmon, they do die in the end, but that's their happy end, because there's no other, they've lived their life, they've succeeded in giving life to a new generation. So although we do see her die in the end, the last shot of the film is the new generation, is a new baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's, for us, it's a happy end.
We'll see if their efforts are rewarded this weekend. Bethany Minell, Sky News.